everybody to know that Isaiah Joe has submitted his paperwork for the NBA draft. He will not hire an agent. He'll keep the door open for a possible return to college. Isaiah and his family, they want to gather as much feedback as they possibly can. They want to learn through this process, and then, make a decision whenever that time comes, whether to keep his name in the draft or to come back to the University of Arkansas. So I wanted that paperwork was submitted today. And so we're, want to support him and we had a Zoom call today with our current team and Isaiah was on it, and he'll remain part of everything that we do going forward. He'll just kind of have a dual role in pursuing that goal as well as doing anything that we do as a program as well. We can go back to questions.
All right, Bob.
Hey, Eric, how you doing?
Good. How are you, Bob?
I'm okay. Well, I know you said your gut feeling was that Isaiah would probably enter the draft, so it's not a surprise. But as far as the evaluation process that you've been able to get from your NBA guys about Isaiah, is there anything you can share with us in that regard? What the NBA thinks about Isaiah?
No, I mean, I think that, he's gotten good feedback. We've put together a little book for Isaiah and so he can also share it with his family. And I'm on the phone a lot with his father, Derek. And, we communicate, more than a few times during the week, and we'll just continue to try to gather information and,
Hello. It's our Tuesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk here on KDSJ 479, coming to you from 1 to 2 p.m. And we'll let you hear audio from our teleconference as Coach Musselman had part 2 of his National Signing Day, talking about new signees. At the time, we had it last Wednesday. Jalen Williams later that evening decided to go ahead and sign with the Razorbacks. Then on Friday, Moses Moody, and then the final one to come in for this very, very highly thought of class yesterday, KK Robinson out of Bryant, Arkansas, by way of Oak Hill Academy, where he went to school this past season. He inked with the Razorbacks, and I'm telling you, man, Demetrius sixth in the country. But there was also to a note. Isaiah Joe has put his name in the NBA draft. Submitted paperwork, will not be signing with an agent. So, I'm the belief, if you ask me, the question, I think Isaiah will be back. I think this is something that has to be done to get feedback for this young man. I totally 100% agree with it. But, let's go over here to my producer, co-host, man behind the scenes, Demetrius. Talk about first the class and then, Isaiah Joe's decision to stay in the draft or to come back. Where do you see that?
Speaking of, start with the class, man. I think this was a great class. I think when you look at how fast Musselman has started with this being his first official class, it's great. I don't think he would have imagined, having the number 7 overall class, 6 or 7, depending on what site you're on, overall class in the recruiting ranking. So I think now when you look at that, I think it heightens the expectations of what people see going towards the future. I think people can say, hey, I think Arkansas is getting back to that Nolan Richardson era where they're becoming a winning program and going to get nationally touted recruits.
We'll let you hear audio from the Coach Musselman teleconference recapping the second phase of his signing day for his, like I said, very, very highly thought of class. With Isaiah Joe, where are you at with him submitting his name in the draft, but not signing with an agent? Is that something you think that by doing that he's going to come back? Where are you at with that?
Definitely. I think the key word is not signing an agent. I think once an NBA player signs that agent, that's how you know he's really serious about going to the NBA, because you're not going to end up getting a good deal without an agent. So that right there lets me know that he's just taking precaution to understand what he needs to grow on, what they're looking at as far as what he can do better and where he can contribute towards the NBA team. So I just look at it as a scouting reference and him trying to gain as much knowledge to be the best player he can going into next year.
I know a couple of kids that are gaining the best knowledge on college recruiting and, trying to be the best they can be in their high school careers. As we're going to get our lineup set up, and we always talk about the Hall guys. We don't stop because they don't stop. So our first stop will be in Brunswick, Georgia, where we're going to catch up at the 1:15 hour with 2022 offensive tackle Kanaya Charlton. The big fella's going to talk about his offering, his relationship with Sam Pittman, Brad Davis, and that entire Razorback staff, and just see where the Hogs sit. And then we're going to make our way. We're going to stay in the Peach State, but we're going to head down to Douglasville, Georgia, Douglas County High School, and talk to 2021 defensive back prospect down at Douglas County, Kanaya Walker. We'll see what Kanaya has to say about the Hogs, and then we're going to round it out by going all the way across to the Sunshine State. We go from one extreme to another. Well, we're going to be in Paramount, California, and catch up with 2022 safety Sione Hala from St. John Bosco High School. We'll talk to the 2022 big-time safety and find out where Arkansas sits as well. So we're ready to go. We got the bus ready, tires looking good, and we're off. Next up, Kanaya Charlton of Brunswick, Georgia. It's the Hall guys, and it's on the Hill with Pat Jenkins. Back in a moment.
Whatever he decides, it'll be a pretty smart, well-informed decision.
Yeah, I have no doubt that whatever decision Isaiah and his family will make will be for sure the right decision. I think, the exact wording last night when I talked with Derek, and like I said, Isaiah just got off the phone on the Zoom call. They are not hiring an agent. That was made abundantly clear. That they're going through the process to use it as a feedback time and to try to make the best decision that they possibly can. But they are not hiring an agent for sure.
And as far as the signings, KK Robinson, I guess he's your latest guy. You hadn't been able to talk about him previously. What's your thoughts about KK and what he brings to the table for you guys?
Yeah, KK, one, he's a great competitor, very serious-minded about the game, really good speed with the basketball, really unselfish. When I watched him at Oak Hill, he played with some guys that really score the ball, and he was perfectly content to make his teammates better, to share the ball. He's got great court vision. He's really good in transition. He's a point guard that's a facilitator. And then defensively, he can put great pressure on the ball. He can pick up in the backcourt and turn ball handlers. So, I think that he's a guy that he's really good at advanced passes. I think that's the one thing when different staff members went to watch him practice in Oak Hill was his ability to lead transition points both off the bounce and off advanced passes.
And then, obviously this season you guys did a really nice.
Thank you. All right.
Welcome back. It's our Tuesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio as we come to you here from KDSJ 479 Monday through Friday from 1 to 2 p.m. And real quick before we get to our very special guest here on our Hall Guys segment, let's really give a shout out to our sponsors. With that being said, Lindsay and Associates, with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers. Locomotion is located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and lastly, the one that I'm really big on, KDK's Chicken. It's down at 989 South Razorback Road. I'll tell you, meet me there or beat me there, but go see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of that love, and like they say, it's not your mama's, but I added this. Best chicken and waffles in the South. But Arkansas head football coach Sam Pittman, coming from the state of Georgia, has really built a great foundation for a recruiting base that he can build from Georgia to Arkansas. And so he thought he'd go back down, and so did Brad Davis and that offensive staff, and make their way to Brunswick, Georgia, where they offered. And now we're going to bring him on, 2022 offensive tackle, Kanaya Charlton of Brunswick High School. KC, welcome to OTH.
Yeah, it's good. Everything going great. Just trying to get everything down packed with all this recruiting.
Talk about that, KC. I mean, a whirlwind going into your junior year, multiple offers. But I want to talk to you in particular about the Arkansas Razorback offer that you received from head coach Brad Davis, offensive line coach Brad Davis, Sam Pittman, and I believe it was a defensive line coach Derek LeBlanc. Talk about that conversation and how much that meant to get the offer from a guy in Sam Pittman, now the head coach that you're very familiar with from his time at Georgia.
Well, it was a very good experience. It was very nice because when he was at Georgia, he said he'll be looking at me. And if he ever go anywhere else, he'll still be looking at me. And to know that he went to become the head coach at Arkansas and he was still viewing me as a player and looking to me to play for him, that really boosted my confidence and really showed me that he really cared about me and really wants me as a player. And me talking to Coach LeBlanc, just getting to know a little bit about himself and a little bit about Arkansas as a school, it was really nice.
Kanaya, with the fact that, the SEC places a high emphasis on the line of scrimmage, both the offensive and defensive lines, with Coach Pittman's background of being an offensive line coach and really understanding, what it means to play in the SEC, line of scrimmage. How important is that to have a head coach that was a former offensive line coach if you choose to be a Razorback?
That's very important for me because one of my close friends, Warren McClendon, he went there and played for Coach Pittman, and he told me personally that Coach Pittman was a very good coach, like just overall, like he can do everything, and that he was a very good O-line coach. And knowing that coming from Warren and seeing that Warren said that he was a very good O-line coach, I know that if him being a very good O-line coach can help him become the head coach of a successful organization, that really shows me that he really is a good coach and just good overall. And I really like talking to him as a person. Like even when I wasn't talking to him like as a coach, like me and him talked one-on-one, just personal, and he was just very calm and just very understanding about me and what I was saying and all my things that he was asking me about, different questions about myself.
When you look at your recruiting process, who are some of the other schools, KC, that are really making you a high priority heading into your junior season outside of Arkansas?
Outside of Arkansas, the main school that's really making me a main priority is Florida State University. With their O-line coach, Coach Atkins, they're really making me a top priority. And that's really the only one that I really talked to recently.
Now, how are you able to get your workouts in, Casey? And then with this COVID-19 pandemic, pretty much slowing down all the United States, in particular the high school sports, collegiate sports. How are you able to get those workouts in so that when we do get back to normal life and you guys can get back on the football field, you'll be in you'll be in some type of shape to go out and perform to the best of your ability?
Well, before this whole pandemic started out, my O-line coach, Coach Grady, he gave me a band, and we even set up during the summer going into my sophomore year that I should be doing push-ups and sit-ups every day, and that's what I've been doing and lately with the band. And he gave me a band, and I do band work with it. I do multiple sets of different exercises with the band, and I do multiple sets of different push-ups and different sit-ups. So that's really how I'm getting my exercise.
When you look at collegiate or NFL offensive tackles or offensive linemen in general, KC, who are some of the guys that you like to watch at the collegiate or professional level?
Really, the one player that comes to mind is Tyron Smith. He really is one of my favorite O linemen to watch play the game because he's strong, he's got good hand placement, and he's very athletic to be his size. And that's why I try my hardest to like be like that, be athletic as well as strong and as well as being able to use my body to the best of my ability to help my team win.
When you sat down this past season with your offensive line coach, KC, and you guys looked at some things that, you felt good about, what were some of those things? But also, too, what were some of the notes that you made when watching film that you felt like these are just things that I'm going to work on in the offseason to prepare myself for my junior year?
Well, the main thing about me is my hand placement. When I was younger, playing football, my 7th grade year and my 8th grade year, all through middle school, we really never worked on hand placement. And I'm just starting to get familiar with being able to place my hands in the right area on the opposing team's body so I won't get called for holding and drag my team back. And that's just really one of the main things that I'm working on during the offseason. And another thing is me being able to stay low and explode through my hips.
Now, when I come to Brunswick, Georgia, I'm at Brunswick High School. I get popcorn and a 20-ounce Sprite. Go to the bleachers. I take a seat, KC. When that ball is kicked off, what will I see from Kanaya, Charlton, or that I should expect to see for 4 quarters? What type of football player will I see in KC?
You'll see a very consistent football player that can get the job done. Every type of play we have, screen plays, passing plays, run plays, every type of scheme, zone plays, gap plays, just whatever you need, I can do it.
Right. Now, let's have a little fun. I want everybody to know we're talking with Kanaya Charlton of Brunswick, Georgia, Brunswick High School. KC, I'm the old guy. We're riding around Brunswick, Georgia in your vehicle. And I want to know what's the new songs. Well, what's everybody listening to? What are the first 5 songs on your playlist, KC, that you're going to let me listen to?
The first 5 songs on my playlist, really, I really wouldn't listen to songs. Like, to be honest with you, songs to me, it's really about how I'm feeling. Most of the times I'm feeling in a good mood, I'll listen to some like, what's it called? Let me see. What's the top song on my playlist?
That's a good one, ain't it?
It's a really hard decision to make. Wow. That is, wow.
Uh-huh.
Well, I can't give you this name of the song because there's multiple groups. Songs.
Okay, just five groups.
Yeah, I can give you. D. Watkins is one person that I love to listen to. His music really speaks to me.
All right.
Trippie Redd is another person that speaks to me.
All right, good one.
And 2K Baby is also a very good music artist in my eyes.
now you just said that you and my producer really perked up to that. But I'm gonna say something. I want you to finish the statement for me. Kanaya, when football is done with for Kanaya Charlton of Brunswick, Georgia, KC will be doing what with his life after football?
I will most likely be doing most likely will be a biologist, marine biologist, or any type of field in science, medical, if I ever get interested in working with medicine, biology, botanist, if I get interested in working with plants, zoologist, if I get interested in working with animals. It just all depends on what I feel like doing with my life and seeing like what really I can have the biggest impact to help the people around me and to help all the many different organisms that live around me.
Well, my man, KC, I appreciate your time. Let's not make this our last talk. Let's build this relationship as we have another season to go through. But my man, thanks for taking time out on the hill. And like I said, our line is your line. Our show is your show. So feel free to call us anytime, KC.
Yes, sir.
All right, Bubba.
Thank you.
That was Kanaya Charlton of Brunswick, Georgia, Brunswick High School. The big fella, 6'6", 320-pound offensive tackle, and he's only going to be a junior, Demetrius. This kid has got 2 years of high school football. What did you see from the big fella?
Another one of those NFL bodies, that they're going after. Those 6'9", 300-plus guys that can really move. And this guy is a force to be reckoned with when he's pulling. So watch out. And again, that's going to make more enticing offensive players want to come to Arkansas because of the type of lineman that they could potentially be recruited.
The question I want to have, we've watched. We go back to Bielema. And, you've had a chance over the last 5 years you watched 2 years of Bielema, 2 years of Chad Morris offensive line play. Now we're heading into the era of Sam Pittman. You've heard me multiple times, Demetrius, talk about Sam and the guys and how big and athletic and agile these guys are. What are the differences that you see from these three different coaching staffs that jumps out to you about offensive line?
Just the ability to relate to that position. I think that's so hard to recruit an offensive line or an offensive lineman if you don't have anybody that can really speak their language. It's one thing to have a guy that can coach you and teach you how to be an offensive line, but it's another thing for somebody to be able to be on the same page outside of football and be able to relate and have a relationship out of that. And I think that's really what Sam Pittman brings to the table. He understands how to make the lineman, which can sometimes be the most important but unappreciated position in football, be somebody. He makes them feel special because he understands what they have to go through on a daily basis. Now, I don't think your average coach really understands the position and role of an offensive lineman.
Well, we understand Coach Pittman and that staff. They understand a lot, and they understand that they have to get a lot better at multiple positions. But one I really feel is going to be big time for them is in the secondary, and we're going to make our way. We're going to stay in the Peach State, but we're going to Douglasville, Georgia, where we're going to talk to 2021 defensive back and a soft Boston College commit, Kanaya Walker of Douglas County High School. He's up next. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Back in a bit.
And Jalen Tate and Vance Jackson that we've got to get up to speed as quick as we possibly can. But I think there's some guys who can really help from a culture standpoint as well.
And then I know you said when you got hired, there wasn't a ton of high school players in Nevada, and you had to go out and get guys like California and things. Were you surprised, pleasantly surprised at how many high school players Arkansas produces, at a fairly regular pace?
Yeah, I think that we knew, because I had known about the history and obviously when you look at the past of how many great players have come out of this state, we are fortunate that, that there was four, guys in the top 100. We got all four that were consensus throughout many of the different rankings. Those four guys were the four guys that were pretty consistent being top 100 guys, and we got all of them. So extremely excited about that. It's not often that you can come into a situation and have that many guys within your state and be able to land, all of them. And they did a great job of recruiting each other. More important than anything we did as a staff, it was those four young guys kind of banding together and their families, all talking through the process and obviously three of them kind of waiting to see how we played and see what our culture looked like before signing.
Not a couple more off recruiting topics, if that's okay. Corey Williams, I'm sure he was drafted by the NBA and the NFL. What do you think about that, and what was this year like having Corey?
Welcome back. It's our Tuesday edition of OTH on KDSJ 479, coming to you each and every Monday through Friday from 1 to 2 p.m. And let's move on with the Hall Guy segment as Coach Sam Pittman and staff. both sides of the ball are really, really actively putting out the Arkansas brand and having a pretty good time doing it. So we thought we'd check in with another top prospect and major, major priority for the University of Arkansas and head coach and defensive back coach Sam Carter. We're going to make our way to Douglasville, Georgia, where we catch up with Douglas County's own Kanaya Walker. K-Dub, welcome to OTH.
What's going on? Glad to be here.
My man, recruiting has picked up for you. I know you're at the moment committed to Boston College University, but can I talk about the added offers and, what was that conversation like and what did it mean to get that offer from Arkansas, which is in the SEC?
It felt good. It felt good for one because I know somebody that go up there. His name Matayo, and it's like my coach up there, Coach Soli. So it's like it's a mutual connection behind that. But it was also good knowing that not even just like from a cornerback coach or safety coach, but it was from like the defensive coordinator. So it meant a lot to me.
With having that relationship with Soli and his dad there, I know his dad's a coach at your high school. Talk about that, when you get a chance to talk to Mateo and, he says good things about Arkansas. How much will his presence and, the ability that you were able to see him play as a true freshman, how much will that impact your decision where Arkansas is concerned, K-Dub?
It impacts a lot because going in, how everybody wants to play as a true freshman as well. But it's like he went out there and he worked, and I seen like the big transformation. So it's like the proof is in the pudding, and now I know like I have somebody that's like an alumni from the school that I went to, and from the things that we went to. So Coach Soli hasn't also talked to me as well about Arkansas, but it was about time that I actually got the offer, and now it's like okay, I can believe that.
Now, go ahead. Now you had it. You were offered by the position coach Sam Carter. When a school comes out, and in particular, the position coach that's going to spend the majority of your college time on the football field with you, how much does that resonate with you, KW?
It means a lot because I like to interact with my coach. So it's like if I don't know something or whatever the case may be, I would like to go to my coach as well. But it's like I know for a fact since I've already been up there before. It was on an official visit. It was like they're more they're more visual. So it's like they like to touch, they like to do everything, and they like to demonstrate things within their groups and whatever their defensive backs, whatever the case may be. It may be safeties, corners, nickels. They all like to interact. So it's very important to me because I'm a very.
Now, I know you're committed to Boston College at the moment, but, that's not stopping any schools from offering you scholarship after scholarship because I've seen a few more since Arkansas came out with their offer. Talk about what other schools are making you a high priority, even though you're still committed to Boston College at the moment.
It's some old schools as well that's already been offered by, like Louisville, Pitt, NC State, and Missouri as well. So it's like them schools have been reaching out to me as well, regardless if I was committed or not.
Now, when you look at your film, Kanai, from last season, your junior year, and you sat down with your defensive coaches, what were some of the things that you really felt good about, and what were some of those notes, KW, that you made to yourself that you really felt like you needed to work on?
To be honest with you, if I really was being honest about my film, if I wish I could go back and replay everything, I would, because I think it's so much things. Even though my film looks good to somebody else, I don't like my film at all. It's I know it was some things I could have made great plays on, picks on, PBUs, or stripping the ball or whatever the case may be. So I would say for me, my honest sample, I would give my grade average for my film over the whole year a B- at most, really, to be honest with you.
Talking with Kanaya Walker of Douglasville, Georgia, Douglas County High School. KW, I want to talk to you about Coach Sam Pittman. Coming from being the offensive line coach there at Georgia, now I'm taking the head coaching job here at Arkansas. Coach Pittman, throughout the state of Georgia, has a very respected name. Talk about that and the fact that you have some familiarity at Georgia with Coach Pittman, now moving to the head coach. How much of a factor and how big is that for you to have someone at the head that you have a past relationship with?
It's major because I know for a fact that even though wherever the case may be or whatever happens, I know for a fact that he gonna take care of whoever his guys are. And I know for a fact, even based off a mutual relationship, that he cares about his people a lot. So that shows something about his character and how he carries himself and his demeanor. Because regardless if he got you, and if he say he got you regardless. So that means something.
Who are some collegiate and NFL guys at the D-back position in the secondary that you like to pay attention to, Kanai?
I would say Tyrann Mathieu, because he's a dog regardless. Patrick Peterson, I would say, like, Patrick Peterson, like, in his prime. And who else would I would say? Oh, Joe Hayden.
You can't go wrong with those. That lets me know you must be a dog. Now I'm going to ask you this question. I want everybody to know we're talking with Kanai Walker of Douglasville, Georgia, Douglas County High School. He's a 2021 defensive back prospect, high major priority for Coach Sam Pittman, Barry Odom, and that entire defensive staff, and head coach Sam Pittman out of the state of Georgia. But when I come to Douglasville in Georgia, I'm at the Douglas County High School. I get my popcorn. I'm gonna get a 20-ounce Coca-Cola, and I'm going to the highest place I can in the stadium. When that ball is kicked off, what will I see in Kanai Walker for 4 quarters?
For 4 quarters, you're not even gonna see. You're gonna hear me, because it's like I like to talk. I'm a trash talker. So it's like you let me get in my groove, and I lock you down for 4 quarters. You're gonna hear from me from start to finish, mid play. Like, I'm never going to stop talking. You might hear me scream, shout, but regardless, I'm going to be a dog vocally and physically, and I'm going to try to get you mentally as well.
Well,
so it's like,
go ahead.
Into you, I'm in your head, and whatever the case may be, and I'm going to try to kill you. I'm going to make you respect me for 4 quarters.
See, I like that. I like that dog mentality, but let's have a little fun. We're riding around Douglasville, Georgia, my man. I'm in the car with you, and I'm the OG in the car. I'm wondering, what are the new songs that everybody's listening to? Can I give me the first 5 songs on your playlist that you're going to play for me?
If it's newcomer, I would say NBA Youngboy, like Bring 'Em Out by NBA Youngboy. There's really a lot of NBA Youngboy songs for me, but I'll bring it back a little bit to like Lil Wayne.
Okay.
It's old school, like 6 foot and 7 foot, stuff like that. I might play a little Ice Cube here and there, like little throwbacks. So but most of the time, like, I'm laid back, so like I like vibe music. Right. I don't like hype music all the time.
Right. Now, we're going to finish it out, and I'm going to make a statement, KW, and I want you to finish the statement for me. When football is done with for Kanai Walker of Douglasville, Georgia, Douglas County High School, what will Kanai Walker be doing with his life after football?
I will be working with computer science and making millions.
Hey, that's after. I saw your film, and that's after you get done with a very long-lasting NFL career, in my estimation, based on what I saw, Kanai. But, hey, my man, thanks for taking time, Kanai. Let's not make this the last time that you're a guest on our show, okay?
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
All right, we'll keep in touch once or twice a month. You down for that?
Yes, sir.
All right, Kanai. Hey, my man, thanks for taking time out on the hill today. And, hey, good luck on your senior year, and you have a blessed one.
Yes, sir. You too.
That was Kanai Walker, 2021 defensive back prospect out of Douglas County High School in Douglasville, Georgia. And I'm going to go over to my boy, Demetrius, who had a chance to see his film. What'd you see on the D-back? I mean, is this some more of athletes? I mean, it just seems like each and every time you talk to me, there's athlete after athlete in the secondary.
Yeah, I think still going back to that same formula. And I think Coach Carter has it. He goes and finds kids that pop out on his tape like he has a similar aggressive style when it comes to attacking the ball, and just a kid that has great feet work. I think those are the 3 kind of components that Coach Carter uses when he's recruiting these kids. Well,
I mean, it just continues on, and we got to gas up because we got to get all the way across the country on the West Coast, where we're going to go to Paramount, California, and catch up with St. John Bosco safety in the 2022 class, Sione Hala. He's about to holler at us. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it.
To the foul line.
Appreciate you, Coach. That's all I've got.
Okay, thanks.
Touch.
Yeah, Coach, I know you dealt with it at Nevada with guys testing the draft waters, but how do you approach this from a roster standpoint? Do you recruit like you need to fill the Isaiah spot, or would you possibly leave the scholarship open kind of like you did this past year?
Yeah, I mean, you know, at Nevada, because we had 3 guys, it was really problematic. You know, especially because, you know, Caleb Martin was on all draft boards. It wasn't like he was off some. I mean, he was squarely a second-round draft pick. You know, and Cody, we felt like he had intangibles and could, you know, and the difference is those guys were going to workouts. You know, we were setting up their workout schedule. Those 2 in Jordan Caroline's, we were setting them up around their class schedule so they didn't miss classes. So there was a lot of logistical things that went into it. So 3 guys, I think you kind of got to protect yourself. I think we've gathered a lot of NBA information for Isaiah and for his dad, Derek, to digest. You know, I think we'll just kind of have to play it by ear, but certainly, you know, Isaiah Joe's scholarship is clearly in place at Arkansas. So we're not gonna recruit as if he's not here. We will recruit as if he is here. And then if he, you know, decides to go to the NBA, we'll expect our guys on our roster to step up and have an extended role. If Isaiah comes back, you know, then we feel like our team is in good shape. And just, you know, having said that, you know, we're going to continue, to try to put forth the best roster that we possibly can. I'm in the office today. There's been new names in the portal today. We're going to continue to watch film of those guys. We'll continue to make phone calls. We'll continue to work. We'll continue to recruit high school players, JC players, and transfers every day until the roster's set and we're in school.
I appreciate it, Coach. That's all I got.
Welcome back to our Tuesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. It's our Hall guys, as we like to. We told you they don't stop watching, so we're not going to stop watching, and we're going to bring it to you because we understand recruiting is the lifeblood of the program, and nobody understands that more than Sam Pittman and the Arkansas Razorback staff, the entire staff. So they made their way to Paramount, California, where they made an offer to 2022 safety Sione Hala of St. Bosco High School. Sione, Hala, welcome to OTH.
Man, thank you.
Talk about the recruiting process, Sione. How's it going heading into your junior year? And then, second part of that question, talk about the offer from the University of Arkansas, what that meant to you to be able to get an offer from an SEC school and what I consider the best division in all of college football, which is the SEC West.
Yes, sir. Well, the recruiting process to me it's a long process. You just gotta wait for your turn, and when you get a chance, make the best of it, you know. And when I heard that Arkansas offered me, I was happy because they're not a bad school and they're not small either, you know.
Right. When you look at go ahead, Sione.
And that being like my first SEC West offer, I was great.
Who are some of the other schools, Sione, that you're hearing from that's come out and offered or making you a high priority with the intention, the offers on the way?
Well, Oregon really likes me out there, and I got Kansas, and another school that really likes me is Florida International University.
When you look at all of your options, are you swayed maybe to stay on the West Coast, or is it a conference preference? Or Sione, you're going to go to the best conference, the best school that's the best fit for Sione Hala?
Yeah, exactly. I want to play against the best, and in order to play against the best, you know, I got to get in where I fit in, you know?
Right. Now, there at St. Bosco, you guys play quite the schedule year in and year out. Sione, how does that help prepare you for the next level, which you have 2 years, but how does playing that competition week in, week out prepare you?
Well, this has been my first year at Bosco. I can't wait to play against the best. In order to be the best, you got to play against the best, right?
Right. Now, with Arkansas and John Cooper and Coach Sam Carter making a high priority to come out to the state of California, talk about Coach Carter. You know, you had a conversation. What was that conversation like? And, you know, Coach Carter still so not too far removed from college football as he graduated in 2014. How much of a factor is that going to be, Sione, to know that you possibly, if you came to Arkansas, would be under a coach that's, you know, fairly close in his experience playing college football?
Well, like I know he remembers college football because he graduated like not even too long ago, and like Coach Carter, I know he's a defensive guru and I know he knows what he's talking about.
Now, Sione, what were some of the schools that you were going to try to get out to before COVID, the COVID pandemic hit, and also too once we get back to normal life, what are some of the schools you're going to try to get out to?
I wanted to get out. Well, this year being one of my last years at 707, because next year is my last year at 707. I wanted to get out to every school I can, like every school.
Sione, now
every school I'm interested.
Now, when you watch film from your sophomore year, what did you feel good about it? And what were some of the side notes that you made to say, hey, you know, some of the things I have to work on in the off season so I can be ready for year 2 of high school football?
Some good stuff in my sophomore year highlights was like my blitz timing. Like I'll study the snap counts and like in the first quarter, study, and when I get the blitz call, I just time it up perfectly and I'm in the backfield within a second. But like my tackling is really good right now. I don't think I missed too many tackles. But another thing I need to work on is just like my ability to make plays on the ball. Like I can tackle like receivers like any day of the week, but like I need to get more picks on my film. That was the problem with last year.
Now, who are some NFL or collegiate safeties that you like to watch that play your position, Sione, and maybe take parts of what they do and add a little bit of that to yours?
Well, from the linebacker stage,
right?
I think Ray Lewis. He's an all-out monster when it comes to hitting people. And on the safety, I like looking at Sean Taylor, Ed Reed, and Troy Polamalu.
You can't go wrong with those, man. I mean, you're describing beast mode, which takes me into my next question and want everybody to know we're talking with Sione Hala of Paramount, California, St. Bosco High School. When I come to the football stadium there, Sione, I'm going to get popcorn, a Coke 20 ounce. I'm going to the highest place in the stadium, my man. What type of football player will I see in Sione Hala when that ball is kicked off for 4 quarters?
All 4 quarters, you get nothing but the best. I can promise you that. You will see nothing less but 110%.
Now let's have some fun, my man. I hope you got your list ready. I hope so, because we in the car now, riding around Paramount, California. We out in Cali. The sun is shining. I'm old. I'm an OG. What is the new vibe, Sione? What's the first 5 songs that you got in your playlist that you're going to play for me?
Oh, wait. First 5?
Uh-huh.
Ooh, first 5. So I'm on first 5 right now. I'm gonna start it off showing up the new music. I'm gonna put by Gunna, Who You Foolin'? And then after that, I'm gonna play Lil Baby, Something to Prove. And then I gotta put some young boy in there. So I'll put like his newest album, Red Eye, and what else?
2 more.
Probably Call Me Late. And then the last song is one of my uncle's songs. He got a lot of plays and he got a lot of hits, and it's like a song like everybody in the family knows, and like and other people from Long Beach too. It's called The Life by Young LB.
Young LB called The Life. I'm gonna check that one out. I'm definitely gonna feel that.
Definitely.
Well, last question, and Sione, want to thank you for taking time out here today to join us here on OTH and talk recruiting with us. But when football is done with, when it's all said and done with football for Sione Hala, Sione Hala will be doing what with the rest of his life?
I wanna like build bridges, like a mechanical engineer type. Build bridges, anything I can get my hands dirty with. I want to get my hands dirty with, like My pops got he owns his street company,
Mm-hmm.
and like I want to fix his chainsaws, like anything engineering.
Well,
I always loved machines.
well, you play like
Growing
a
up.
machine on the football field, man.
Yes, sir, man. I try.
Yeah, well, hey, Sione, thanks for taking time out here today, my man. This cannot be the last time that we talk. Let's build this relationship as you have 2 years to go. But our station is your station, our line, and our show is your show. All right.
Yes, sir. This will not be the last time I'm on this radio.
All right, my man. Well, Sione, thanks for taking time out, my man. Hey, you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. You too. God bless.
Uh-huh. That was Sione Hala at Paramount, California at St. Bosco High School. Talk about what you saw from the big safety, the junior, Demetrius.
A kid that's very aggressive, very fast. I think he plays at a high speed and just very good ball skills. I think there's something about these younger kids that I haven't seen in a lot of athletes. I don't know if it's just that 22 class that's special, but it's just something about them. I don't know if it's just the type of kids that I'm starting to see at Arkansas or if it's just that overclass. But I mean, again, all these kids that I've been seeing these guys recruit are totally different athletes. They're bigger, stronger,
Man, I'm telling you,
a lot of kids I've seen in a long time come to Arkansas.
I mean, when you look at this class, this 22 class, and just by evidence by the young men that we've had on the air and that's joined us throughout this Hall Guys period, the interest, and these Demetrius aren't just your normal 2 or 3 stars. I mean, these are some of the elite linebackers, defensive linemen, cornerbacks, running back, quarterbacks, wide receivers, tight ends, Demetrius. I mean, you said it about a week ago that 22 class, if Arkansas can create a buzz and get 5 to 6 games, maybe in the win column, ought to be pretty special, don't you think? Kind of somewhat similar to what Coach Musselman just did with that 20 class in basketball.
Yeah, I think when you look back and you assess Sam Pittman, you're going to see that kind of turning point in Arkansas football come around that either 21 class or 22 class. But I definitely think you're going to see a drastic growth in the production that he gets out of the Razorbacks.
Well, hey, we're going to continue to see a drastic growth as we're going to continue with more and more and more Hall Guys. We're not going to stop watching because they don't stop watching, and we're going to bring it to you each and every day. As much as we can, as often as we can. We'll definitely keep you abroad, but we want to give a thank you as we're going to close out today's show. I want to thank Kanaya, Charlton, Brunswick, Georgia, the big 6'6", 320-pound class of 2022 offensive tackle. He told us a lot about the relationship he has with Coach Sam Pittman, Coach Derek LeBlanc, Coach Davis, and you saw on film the way he plays the game, and I'm pretty sure that really excites Coach Pittman at the University of Arkansas. And also, too, Kanai Walker of Douglasville, Georgia, Douglas County High School, the 2021 D-back, had a lot of good things to say, and maybe the fact that he has a teammate that got a lot of playing time as a freshman in Fayetteville. I think we're going to keep an eye on that one and just see where he ends up. I don't think it's going to be in BC. And lastly, Sione Hala. He hollered and he told us about Sam Carter and how he made him feel, and just a lot of different things that really impressed Demetrius and myself. I want to thank you to all those guests. Also, too, want to give a thank you to all our viewers, all the comments. Real last quick, we want to give a shout out to the sponsors that make this possible for you guys each and every day. With that being said, Lindsay and Associates with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers. Locomotion, it's located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and lastly, the one that you know how much I like this place because I can't stop going. Meet me there or beat me there. KDK's Chicken, located down at 989 South Razorback Road. Go see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of that love and likes on their building. It's not your mama's, but I added this. The best chicken and waffles in the South. That's going to do it for myself, for my producer, Demetrius. Like I said, we'll be back. The eyes will be here as we'll continue with Hall Guys each and every day. If you don't want to miss it, check us out. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. You guys have a blessed one, and let's get it.